So this morning, let's just think about the position we're in, think about where we've come to practice. We're going to visit the mountain this morning and do the mindful mountain, normally done in a sitting position. So if you're sitting on the chair, make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be. And just think about those actual sensations of contact. And if you haven't already, when you feel comfortable enough, just bring your eyes to a gentle close. And then just revisit that point of contact. And just whatever you've done this morning and whatever you're going to do after the practice, just mentally step into presence of this moment, and that you are here in this moment, allowing yourself to sense your body, feeling your feet, your legs, your hips, your lower and upper body, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, and your head. And just bring a sense of dignity to the practice, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete in this moment. So you don't just think about how that feels, what you need to conjure in order to be able to feel that. Just allow it to come into being. Letting the breath be just as it is, without trying to change the breath or to regulate it in any way. Allowing it to flow easily and naturally with its own rhythm and pace, whether that be fast or slow. Just accept its rhythm without even putting those words or those concepts of fast and slow onto the breath. Just knowing you're breathing perfectly right now for you, and there is nothing else for you to do. And as you meet this place of acceptance, and this sense of being within yourself, just allow the body just to soften slightly, and just letting an image form in your mind's eye of the most magnificent or beautiful mountain. This can be a mountain that you've actually visited, seen, that your presence has touched, or perhaps it's something you've seen on the television or a book, or maybe it has just appeared. And just let it gradually come more and more into focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, as it might not, just see if you can just feel its presence. Allowing the sense of this mountain to take shape, feeling its overall shape, its peaks high in the sky, maybe just out of view because it's so high that they're covered in cloud. The large base rooted seamlessly down into the earth. The sides of the mountain, perhaps they're very steep, or perhaps they're gradually sloping. But just noticing how massive and solid and unmoving the mountain is. The great magnificent beauty of the mountain. Whether it's from far away that you're viewing or from close up. Perhaps there's some snow as you look up to the top, just coming out from the clouds, and trees reaching down to the base of the mountain, and maybe there's some gaps in the trees where there is some granite rock jagging out. There may be streams, waterfalls cascading down the slopes. And there might be a sense of just hearing the mountain, hearing that water, as the snow is melting. Coming down in streams, jagged streams. And birds among the trees. Noting its qualities when you're ready to do so. So noticing that unyielding, and magnificence, and acceptance of the water and the wildlife and the trees. Just seeing if you can bring those qualities of the mountain just into your being, into your body, if you like. Sitting in the room in practice, seeing if you can just blend those qualities just into your being, into your body. You share that expansiveness of the mountain and the stillness, the majesty. You in effect become the mountain, grounded in your sitting posture, close to the earth, the crown of your head becoming those peaks, your thoughts, the clouds, as you don't deny your thoughts, you just let them pass through your mind as the clouds pass through, around and over the mountain. And from your eyes, you can afford panoramic views, even if those views are just light and dark, interpreting things your way. Your shoulders and arms just supported at the side of your body, like the sides of the mountain. Your hips and legs, the solid base and cushion. And you just observe with each breath as you continue sitting, becoming a little more like a living, breathing mountain, alive and vital, yet unwavering, just in that inner stillness, just complete with what you are, relaxed, accepting beyond words, centered and grounded, resting, unmoving presence here. And just as you sit, become aware of the season, the weather, the sun travelling across the sky, the light and shadows and colours are changing moment by moment in the mountain stillness. And the surface teems with life, the same as life continues around you. People talking on the street and interacting with each other and with you. And we say, time stands still for no man. And so the season changes, time moves around you, even if you're not actively moving. And you can just feel the mountain sits there as you sit there now, just seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night. Just resting, and at certain times the mountain is more active, and at certain times your thoughts and your actions are just more visible to you. And then other times they just take rest. And when we take rest, we cool down like the night. So the temperature dropping, your metabolism drops. And the sky is studded with stars. And then you wake up to a new day. And it's the same with the mountain. And through it all, the mountain just sits, experiencing each change. And yet just being itself. It remains still and yet observant, just watching each moment, and then the next moment, and the next moment, just calmly abiding all change. So just feeling that as we sit in this mindfulness practice, we learn to experience the mountain. Just we can embody the same central stillness and groundedness in the face of constant change in our own lives, over seconds, over hours, and over years. And it's true that we all experience storms varying in intensity within our own minds and our own bodies. They change constantly, the same as the mountain. And just by becoming the mountain, we can link up with that strength and stability and just adopt them for our own. And we can also rest. We can lean into the mountain, and the mountain will just take all our weight. So in the time that remains, just continuing just to sustain your own mountain and just becoming aware of the body, just letting the mountain fall away the same as we let it come into view at the beginning of the practice. And just thinking about those points of touch that we have with the surface that's been sustaining us and holding us. So the back of the head and the neck, the shoulders, both the left shoulder and the right shoulder, the top of the back, the mid-back, the lower back, the hips, and the whole pelvic bowl just resting against the chair, and the back of the thighs, back of the knees, calves, ankles, both of the heels and the bottom of the feet. Just feeling ourselves coming more and more back to the body, and that points of connection, those points of touch, feeling supported, and just being aware of the fact that we haven't moved. We're still in the room where we started the practice, and it's time to bring the practice to an end. And just tune in just to the sounds that are around us. Perhaps the sound of the breath, the sound of the room, the sound of other people in the property or in the streets or the building. bringing some movement into that soundscape. So the movement of our feet and the contraction of some muscles in our legs and our hips, our hands maybe touching one hand to a wrist or just skin to skin of the hands, and gently moving the shoulders and bringing your eyes to an open, coming into complete presence with where we actually are. Just blinking or a downward gaze, letting the light in, putting everything together, where we imagined we were, where we are, and just seeing where those noises that we tuned into are manifesting from.